Trisha in Owasso, Oklahoma asks, can a person who is an adult who has been a victim of satanic ritual abuse ever be free? Well, I wonder, Trisha, whether you are referring to yourself, or perhaps you're involved in a prayer ministry that has been trying to extricate someone from a background of satanic ritual abuse. Either way, of course, the answer is yes. But it's not an easy road. Now, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of people suffering from satanic ritual abuse. And I've seen some take many months, even years, to get to a place of functionality and spiritual freedom where they can walk closely with Christ as they desire. But the very nature of satanic ritual abuse, which we sometimes call SRA, is that it so damages a person behaviorally, so conditions them with things that we call triggers, that it's hard for them to gain stability. It takes a good prayer team. It takes a good church. It takes a good group of people to come around them and embrace them spiritually for that individual to recover. Perhaps it would be good, though, for our general viewers to understand what we're talking about. Satanic ritual abuse is just that. It is satanically motivated, it is ritualistic, and involves the most horrible kinds of abuse. Things you can't even imagine. I enjoy writing fiction, and I've written 4 novels. One of those novels is a book called Dead Air. It's about satanic ritual abuse, and you can get that book through our ministry. I encourage you to read it. Even though it's fiction based on fact, and everything in there has actually happened to someone that I have worked with. Now, satanic ritual abuse is perpetrated not randomly, but very specifically to destroy the life of an individual. Sometimes these individuals may be used in human trafficking or prostitution or in drug dealing. Sometimes it's just for the sheer Luciferian pleasure of the torment of the individual. It's often done in a religious context. And believe me, the things that are done in these rituals are beyond imagination. And that's the whole idea. Such terrible things take place that the perpetrators and abusers say to the abused individuals, don't ever try to tell anybody what was done to you. Nobody would ever believe it. And certainly, from my experience, some of the things are unbelievable. And of course, a person who has been ritually abused is usually demonized as the result of that. Well, now they have 2 problems. They have all the psychological trauma, and then they have the demons, and they have to work their way through this. Plus, there is conditioned behavior that is inductively created through specific rituals and brainwashing designed to create an autonom or a zombie-like kind of person who will respond to whatever the cult triggers are later in their lives. Don't ever try to help somebody like this on your own. If you know somebody who is suffering from this, I want to offer you hope. Yes, people can and do get free, and I've seen people successfully reclaim themselves to the extent they lead normal lives, they're married, they have children, and life becomes good. But many others, it takes a very long time. So if it's somebody you are wanting to help, be committed for the long haul. If it's you or someone you deeply care about, don't give up. This particular problem is little understood in the Christian community. There aren't many who will believe the individual who has been abused and be willing to walk with them through that painful process of recovery. But Jesus has the power to set victims of satanic ritual abuse free, to heal them and give them the life that was stolen from them. The most frequent demon that I deal with is the spirit of Jezebel, the most prevalent evil spirit of our age. This demon wants to destroy your health, your finances, your marriage, your family, and your church. Learn the tactics of Jezebel throughout history and in the time in which we live. My book, Jezebel, Defeating Your #1 Spiritual Enemy, is your key to overcoming this demon, which is more prevalent than at any time in human history. Get your copy today. Jezebel, Defeating Your #1 Spiritual Enemy.
He took the curses away from me. Was he Bob Larson? Because he can help you.
If your life isn't all that it should be, if relationships aren't working, if your health, your finances, or your spiritual life are unhappy, schedule a personal one-on-one encounter with me. We'll get to the root of the issues that are holding you back. We'll give you answers and a whole new direction in life.
Oh, what a change, what a difference when you have an encounter with God.
Take action. I look forward to seeing you soon.
We encourage your support for this worldwide outreach to do what Jesus did. For the latest information on resources, seminars, conferences, training institutes, retreats, and international missions, go to boblarson.org. Thank you for your prayers and financial partnership.